Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Age with you and we are back for a new video about the Genus Head. Is it worth the hype? So today I received a couple times the Genus Head in my inventory. So if you are a Genus customer, you know that yesterday and today we keep receiving these Genus Head copies, and I believe right now the head is just so complete because there is an animation hood which inside have AO for the face, animation poses and many options, and I think this is absolutely gorgeous. And finally it is here because before there was no animation hood on this head. So I'm super happy to be reviewing it today, and I'm gonna compare it with the Catwa head and the Lelutka head. So I have the three heads with three different skins looking absolutely amazing, and really I made some nice shapes. So I don't want to make one head look better than the other. I just really want to compare them as gorgeous as they are, and really to see if it is really worth the hype, all this positive cloud around the Genus Head release. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna start by reviewing completely the Genus Head. So if you're a Genus customer and you have the head, this is what you receive, or if you're planning to buy the Genus Head, this is how it looks in your inventory. You receive a folder called Genus Project Genus Head Classic Face W001 mocap. So this is actually the version with an animation hood, and then inside you get some gesture for the face. You get the Genus Mesh Head information note card, so it shows you what is included. The head, of course, the basic skin, the default shape, the jaws, the eyes, the neck fix, and the setting universal HUD to control the head, and the mocap animation HUD, which is new with priority 3 and 4 inside this. And you have then a little tutorial on how to work it out, how to put your Genus Head on with all these options. So inside, of course, I'm wearing, of course, the Genus Head basic animation hood, which is here. I'm not wearing the default shape because I bought a skin from Mila, and this is what I'm wearing right now, a Mila skin. And I'm wearing the shape from Mila that I edited a little bit so it fits me better. So I'm not wearing the shape that is provided. Then you have the Genus eyes. I am not wearing them because I think they look a little bit too cartoonish, just like Lelutka eyes. I think that Genus eyes that are provided with the head and Lelutka eyes that are provided with Lelutka heads looks really cartoonish, and I don't like them, so I put some mesh eyes from Euphoric that I really like. Then I'm wearing the head, the jaws, even I don't know what are the jaws, and I'm wearing the neck fix because you need a neck fix because there's a little problem with this head. It's the neck line. You can clearly see, even if you're buying the skin for the head and the skin for the body, you're still gonna have that line in the neck, that limitation between the head and the body, and you can see it. So you need, I really suggest you to wear the Genus neck fix with the skin I bought from Mila. There is an applier for the neck fix, so it works perfectly, but sometimes on some poses you can see it, but it's really okay, that's not a major problem. Then you have the head alpha, of course, that you're gonna use if you don't have a full alpha, and then you have the setting universal hood. So in small and big, I'm always taking the small because the big is way too heavy and takes all the place. Then you have a basic skin applier. So this skin applier, they match the Skinnery body appliers. So if you're gonna use the Genus skin appliers, you're gonna have to buy the Skinnery body appliers that are made for fitting the Genus Head skin appliers. I'm not using these either because I have my skin from Mila that I absolutely love and that is really gorgeous. And then you have some more gestures like emotion and a voice detection. So this is nice. I'm already activating it. You need to activate it if you want your head to talk when you're voicing, simply. So you see I'm voicing and she's talking at the same time. So that's it for the folder. So let's go with the main setting universal HUD. So this is a HUD that allows you to control the head. So it allows you to control every layer on the head. It does not allows you to control the animations. There's two separate HUDs, one for the animations and one that is the universal setting HUD for the layers of the face and the options of the face. So this is how it looks. You have a big version and a small version, and you can control basically the hair base. So you have 3 hair base and 2 brows that you can use. I will not use them. I'm already using this hair base in the middle so you can see it works wonders. So how it works, you click on the hair base. Let me close this and we do it from the beginning. So you have these two here. The first tab here is to control the color of the layers and also the opacity of the layers, and here you have some more options to freeze the eye position, to close the mouth, or to freeze the body. So okay, now we can go back to the layers. So when you want to apply anything on the head, let's say I want to apply my hair base, I click on it, it will show up. So if you have recently opened and installed your Genus Head, you're gonna have a white hair base. So when it's white, you go here on the first tab, you select hair base, and here you select black. So I'm gonna select black. You click until it's dark enough. So I'm gonna select totally black, complete black, a little bit more, and now it's complete black. So it is working like this. You just select a layer and you select the color here and you go darker. So here you select the color and here you select the intensity of the color, and it works for pretty much any layer. For the eyelash, you can select many layers at the same time, but don't forget to unselect one when you're done with, else everything can turn black and you can struggle then. So be careful with the layers control. You can select the eyeshadow, the tattoo, the blush, the lipstick, the eyes clara. The eyes clara is this thing here. The eyes clara I think is what is behind, and the lacrimal is the little thing here. You can select the neck and the skin. Do not use this because it's gonna turn out else white, else purple, else black. I did not need to use any of these. If I wanted, for example, I wanted in my cosmetics here, my eyeliner, if I wanted it like this, for example, let me apply it. Okay, it's gonna apply. Alright, it's like this. Then here again I have the layer control. I just select black, so for me it's already selected. So I'm gonna keep this one. So this is really the same for every layer, for the eyeshadow, for the tattoo, for the blush. All these layers are connected here and you can control the color or the intensity. So this is really it might look complicated at the beginning, but it is not so complicated. You have to play with your head and to see how it is. If at any moment you really messed up, you go here and you click reset to default. It's gonna put your head back to 0, and then you can work it out again. So you have here the genetics. So again, just to go over the HUD, you have the brows, some good lashes. What is amazing about this head is the lashes. I think they are literally the best lashes, better than Catwa and better than Lelutka heads. I really love the lashes. So now I'm wearing Mila Genus lashes that I bought from the brand Mila, and I'm just using these simply. Let me just fix the hair base. Alright, it is back. Sometimes you just need to refresh your hair or your face, and then it's gonna refresh the layers and melt again. But sometimes it happens, the layer of the hair base can cross the layer of the hair base, because some hair have their own hair base, and I'm using Doux hair, and the latest Doux hair have hair bases, so this is why. Just refresh the textures and you're good to go. So to continue, what we have, well, the lashes, the beauty mark, so you can have freckles, you can have moles, wrinkles, the teeth and tongue, so you can choose the color of the tongue and teeth. You can choose the eyes. I don't like the eyes, I said it already in the beginning. They look kind for me they look cartoonish. I don't like them. It's like Lelutka eyes, I do not like them. Then you can select the sclera and the lacrimal, so these are optional. I think nobody really zoom you to the point to check if your sclera and lacrimal are okay. Then in the cosmetics, well, you have a bunch of cosmetic options. So if you don't have money to buy makeup, you can play with the liner or the eyeshadow and play with the color, so you can build your own eyeshadow and liners. So this is pretty cool. It allows you to be kind of creative if you don't have really the budget for makeup. Then you have the tattoo on the face, the blush contour. So me, I'm wearing the contour, and you can select then your lipstick. So I'm wearing this one actually. I didn't buy any lipstick yet because I don't think I'm gonna be using a lot my Genus Head, but I put just one from here and it looks just great. And then you have the settings. In the settings, this is really cool. You have here the size of the neck. So I'm wearing one that is for Matraya, so I have Matraya body, so you can click on it. Then you have for Belleza and Slink preloaded neck sizes. Then you have skin for the neck fix. So if you're using the Genus skin, then you're gonna use the Skinnery body applier, and then you're gonna use the Skinnery neck skin tone here. And if you have any other body than these, you can here select the neck size. You can select the teeth shape here. I must say that this head is really similar to the one from Genesis Lab Heads, because it's the same artist behind. And I guess a lot of members are the same from the previous Genesis Lab brand before they split. So it is very similar, especially on the animation. I will show you after. It is extremely similar. What is new is really the lashes, the animation, and more options. But really, like, these were already in the Genesis heads. Then you have these add-ons. They were also already in the Genesis head, so it's nothing new for me, but you have some nice options here. You don't have this in Catwa. You cannot choose the metal of the piercing, and you cannot choose the color of the braces. So here you can. This is nice. So you can choose any piercing, and you can choose if you want to have braces, but I don't like braces, so I will not. You can choose the size of the eyes. I don't think it's gonna work because I'm using mesh eyes. You can choose the size of the lashes. They can be bigger. So yeah, you see they go bigger. Let me just refresh the hair, because every time I make a new layer, I apply it just glitch again. And you can choose also your ears if you want them to rotate or not. So this is pretty much for the head. And I want to talk about something very important. It is something that everyone was hyping about, was fangirling about. It's this option of wet skin, oily skin, pores, and wrinkles that are really beautiful. So in the genetics, when you open the tab, it gives you the layers tab. In the cosmetics, it gives you still the layers tab to manage the makeup, but in the settings it changed. You have the texture tab, and when you go to the texture tab, let me just zoom a little bit on the skin so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna keep it like this, half of the face. You can choose if you want to have pores, so you can see that I'm having pores here. If I zoom just a little bit more, you see I'm having pores on my face, and I really love the detail. And I'm having also wet skin, so you can choose oily skin. Let me just choose it so you can see. It gives me that shininess that you have also in Catwa and Lelutka Head, but something very different that you do not have in Catwa and Lelutka is this wet skin with these drops that looks really gorgeous, and everyone was fangirling about this, and I can understand. It looks really gorgeous. Then you have the wrinkles if you want to look old, so this is a lovely options that you do not have on the Lelutka and Catwa Head, so it gives you some wrinkles if you want to look a little bit more aged. And glow skin. So I didn't test the glow one. Let me try it. Same. It gives you a soft dewiness, glowiness if you want to look a little bit more glamorous. And you can choose, of course, here the intensity again. You have a little control tab for the intensity, so you see it looks really nice. Under nice lighting, it does look really nice. That's pretty much it. You have more options here where you can hide the scalp, you can hide the left hair, the left ear and the right ear. So these you have them in Catwa. I don't know if we have them in Lelutka, we'll check after. But yeah, you can hide also the ears and the scalp, so this is nice when you have really tight hairstyles. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the options of the main HUD. So we're gonna go on with the animations HUD now. So now let's talk about what everyone was literally waiting for, the animation HUD, because there was no animation HUD in the beta version, and until yesterday or today there was none. So I'm so happy finally there is one animation HUD that allowed the face to really have expressions. So some of the animations in the facial expressions are literally the same from the Genus heads, from the Genus bento heads, and these here emotional moods are completely new to me. So I really love this. This is amazing. You have a lot of options. So first of all, when you don't want to bother and select one, you can have a shuffle for the moods or a shuffle for the expressions. So the moods are like long animations and facial expressions are just short animations on loop. So these are on loop and these are just static animations, for example. Like they are just static. They are from the Genus heads. They are literally the same. Because I have a Genus head, it's just the same. So these are very familiar to me. If you had the Genus head before, it will be very familiar to you. And then you have these loop expressions here that are really nice also. That you can play them, so you can also select random time and playing of these facial expressions. Then you can also select the shuffle for the moods. So the moods are really nice. Let me stop everything. So this is the head without anything, but this is the mood. So you have happy, worry, sad, hurt, boring, flirt, coquette, angry, sleepy and skeptic. So they are nice moods. Here you have the worry one. Let's see. I think she's trying to talk because I'm talking at the same time. Yeah, so this is the worry mood. It's more like shocked. You have the sad mood. That is also the same as the Genesis one. I saw this in the Genesis, yeah. There was something on loop with this mood. You have the hurt mood. This is new. You have the bored mood also. Well, you have a couple moods here that you can play with, and if you're bored to select just one, you can just shuffle the moods or the expressions. You can, yeah, it's one or the other. You cannot select the two at the same time. It would be such a mess at the same time. You can have also simple moods here. So basic, let me stop everything here. When it's too much, you just click here, stop 2 times, it will stop. Then you have basic moods here, type A. So they are quite generous on the face emotions and expressions. They are very generous, and this is something I do appreciate with the Genus Head, that they finally listened to the customer and gifted all of us such a generous animations head, which was really weighted. Because why doing a bento head with bento bones if it's not animated? And then you have the basic mode type D. So this is nice. Then you have some more options. You have the talking animation. So let me stop again everything. You can make your avatar talk, but if you activate it in the inventory, the voice detector, your avatar will talk every time you will voice. So this is nice. Okay, so this is how it looks if she talks. It's not the best talking animation. I think Catwa has literally the best talking animations. Catwa, definitely more than Lelutka and obviously Genus. is the least one I would take for the talking animation. I'm not a big fan. It's really simple. Not a lot of choices. If you compare with the Catwa head, you can talk happy, you can talk sad, you can talk flirty, you can talk sexy, you can talk you can sing. There's many things, but obviously Genus is still a new head under development, so maybe if we wait a little bit more, there's gonna be more options. You can pause, and then you have the animation when you type, you know, when you write, which is nice. And then you have the animation of chewing, so if you have any chewing gum or you're eating, she can be chewing, like you're really eating. I think this was also I'm not sure, but I think it was in the Genesis head, in the bento head, because I've been using for long the Sophie bento head, and I had some other bento heads, and I think I already had this. You can pose it at any moment, and here you can choose the lip and tongue position, just like Catwa and Lelutka. Same for the eyes, you can choose, let me just show you. So you can choose, these are the same as the Genesis head animation hood. It was exactly like this, static poses. Well, obviously it's from the same team, so it's expected that some things are gonna be very similar to the previous Genesis Lab brand. The eyes also, really nice options on the eyes, so you can choose to be wide, a little bit closed, completely closed. I like the closed option. It's also the same one as Genesis. You will know what I mean when you, if you're someone who already used Genesis head, you know what I mean. It's very similar. Then we have the brows option, which is nice. I like this, it looks cute. Yeah, and you can choose the eye position again, like this or like this. You can really choose the eye position or put it back in the center. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Genus head. We're gonna compare a little bit Catwa and Lelutka, so I'm gonna show you my Catya head, which is the most famous head from Catwa, and I'm gonna show you my Lelutka Greer head, which is the most famous one from Lelutka, and then we're gonna compare, and I'm gonna give my final review. Is it really worse or not, and is there anything really new about this head that we don't have in Catwa and Lelutka? So we're gonna check these two heads quickly, and then we can go to the conclusion and the final review. So let's start to compare with the Lelutka Greer head, which is the really famous Lelutka head. And here it is, this is how it looks. I'm using an Itgirls skin with the shape that comes with the skin. I'm using Doux hair, just like I used on the Genus head, and I'm using mesh eyes, just like I used on the Genus head, to not make really any difference, to make them all look gorgeous. So I'm using this time not Euphoric mesh eyes, I'm using the Skinnery Sauna eyes, and that's all. The makeup is from Lelutka, simply. So there's only lashes from Lelutka, eyeshadow from Lelutka, and nothing else. So first thing we want to talk about is the head. What is plus than the Genus head or not? What is better here than the Genus head, and what is not better here than the Genus head? First thing I'm going to talk about is the fact that there is no need of a neck fix. Every head of Lelutka does not need a neck fix, and I have many heads from Lelutka. It is just like this. It matches, the head matches the body really beautifully, perfectly. There's no neckline, nothing. Compared to Catwa have a neckline, and compared to Genus obviously have a neckline. So this is something that is better in Lelutka than with Catwa or Genus. Then we're gonna go on with the head. So this is how looks the head. The head is more stylish and more simple than the Genus, and definitely more stylish and simple than the Catwa head. I think the Catwa head is the worst one, and the Lelutka head is the best one, and Genus is right in the middle. So this is how it looks. It looks very feminine. I don't know how it looks for the male head of Lelutka, but I believe it's something like this. So you have, just like Genus and Catwa, inbuilt skins, but this time they are skinned by Glam Affair. You can choose to hide your scalp or your ears, same as Catwa and Genus. Lacrimal ankle, same, but you cannot change the sclera. You cannot change the sclera on Catwa and Lelutka, but you can change it in Genus. So this is something that is better in Genus that we don't have in Lelutka, for example. Then we have the layers of makeup. So you have the eyeshadow, you have the lipstick, you have the eyelashes, the brows, the face a layer, and then the hair base layer. So what is here plus then the Genus, we can select the shimmer of the eyes and the shimmer of the lips and the shimmer of the face. In the Genus Head, you can select only the shimmering of the face. You cannot select the shimmering of the lips, so you cannot have glossy lips, and you cannot select the shimmering of the eyeshadow, so you cannot have wet eyeshadow. I'm showing you, I put the shimmer at maximum and I'm gonna close her eyes. Here you can see it's a wet effect on her eyes, simply. So going on with this, the difference, we have more shimmering on the layers on Lelutka, but the options of the Genus Head to have these wet drops on the face, the wrinkles, and the glowiness is better because we do not have this in Lelutka. You cannot have drops on your face from the basic Head. You cannot have wrinkles on your face from the basic Head. You just can't have these things. So then we have the lipstick. It is the same as Genus and Catwa. Genus, Catwa, and Lelutka have a selection of makeup that you can edit as you want. And you have the tint layers here, so you can edit as you want. You can see it is here, same as Genus and same as Lelutka. They are equal. They have tint layers and inbuilt makeup. Now about the lashes, let me remove the eyeshadow and show you the lashes. I think these are the worst lashes. Catwa does have some pretty decent lashes, Genus have amazing lashes, but Lelutka on the main hood have really bad lashes. You can see they are not elongated, they are not very glamorous. I found them just too simple, and even if there are lashes from brands, they still like this. I don't know, lashes just doesn't look good on Lelutka. It just doesn't, for me at least. Then the face layers, it is the same. You can add some freckles, you can see you can add some blush, you can control it, you can blend it or not. You cannot control the shimmer. You can have some contour, you can have some freckles, right? But I think the freckles look better on Genus than Lelutka. You do not have this, I think. No, you do have them on Catwa. They look good on Catwa and Genus. And you have and some tribal tattoo. Alright, so I'm gonna keep it on the contour. And then you have the hair base. The hair base looks just horrible. It looks just so bad. So I'm not using it. And the hair base look just like I don't know, let me try to show you. No, it doesn't show. Okay, it doesn't show because I cleared it. But it's like a very simple hair base with 3 hair going out. So if you have a Lelutka head, you know that the hair base looks really horrible, terrible. It's really not the best hair base. Catwa also doesn't have really good hair base, but I think Genus did a great job on the hair base. So this is what we have. Animation is pretty much the same, but the Genus head doesn't have the best animations. The best animations after trying the 3 heads are definitely from Lelutka. Let me just show you, for example, the spicy mood. So you can see here, this is the spicy mood. Let me see if I didn't froze her mouse. Inactive. Alright. And the eyes too, I must keep them inactive. So this is the spicy mood. Alright, it looks like this. So the animations are just amazing, really amazing, and you have a lot of options, so it is even more generous than the Genus Head. So you have alluring, aloof, blasé, happy. You have some really cute things, really some cute expression, and they look really good, really good. The quality is amazing. Maybe let's see the pleased one. Definitely the animations of Lelutka are better than Catwa and Genus, for sure. We will try the Catwa after and you can compare with what you saw in the Genus Head. Then you can stop moods, obviously. So you have moods and you have expressions. So here you have a lot of expressions, more than the Genus Head, so it is way more complete on the Lelutka Head. On Catwa Head, no, you don't have such expression. You have just moods and some looped animation. You will see what I talk about. So here you have a lot of expressions for photos. This is nice. And you need to know that Lelutka released a bento head for the face, where you can do really what you want with the bento bones of the face, and this is just amazing. So you have these poses, obviously. Then you have you can choose if you want to see expressions that are positive, negative, other, looped or unlooped, and you can stop and delete, but don't use the delete. But you can stop the animations. You have a favorite tab, so you can put some as favorite and you can find them again, so it is really good and well organized. And you have here, you can select if the talking is slow, faster, slower, or second talk but faster. So it is better than Genus, but not better than Catwa. Catwa owns it on the talking animation, really. And you can sing, obviously. You cannot sing on the Genus Head. So if I would say on top 1 Catwa for the talking, top 2 Lelutka, and top 3 Genus. You can select the mouse also, just like Genus, and you can chew also. So you see, it's just better. I feel like Lelutka animations are really the best. They are better than Genus or Catwa, obviously. You can open mouse. You have more animations, obviously, than the Genus Head. Same for the eyelids. It is pretty much the same than Genus, suspicious, sleepy, relaxed. It's pretty same. And you can blink or not. I think there's the same in the Genus Head and the Catwa Head. And you have the eye control. Then you have a tab for the eyes. You have this already in the Genus Head, and in Catwa it's a separate HUD for the eyes, but here you can choose the color of the eyes. I don't like they look like this, just like Genus, cartoonish. But you have something more than the Genus. It is that you can select the glossiness, the environment, and the intensity. Also the mouse, you can choose the tongue to hide it or not, and then eye control. But this here, glossiness and bumpiness and shininess, you have more option than Genus, definitely. Then you have to personalize. This is more option, definitely more options than Genus. I think Catwa have pretty much the same, but I never use this because if I touch this, I know I'm gonna mess it up. I don't even know what it is about. But if you're new to bento heads, don't use this tab. Just don't use it. And then you have the settings of the HUD. So this is nice. You can check for updates. You cannot do this with the Genus Head, and you cannot do this with the Catwa HUD. I will still confirm after with you for the Catwa. You can redeliver yourself your head, which is super helpful. There is nothing like this in Genus, and there is nothing like this in Catwa, but here, instead of going to the shop and using the redelivery terminal, you can redeliver from your head the head. So this is super helpful. This is a big plus for the Lelutka compared to Genus and Catwa. Then you can reroute, repair. So if you messed up anything, you can repair the transparency, the materials, and the setting. You can kill script, but you're gonna kill your head if you do this. So I don't suggest you. You can control the sound volume of the head, and you can ask to receive the creator kit, the standard animation injector, the backup, are the miscellaneous stuff like piercings and things. So this is for the Lelutka head. I would say the big good point is the neck. There is no neckline. It's the quality of the animations. They are really the best compared to Genus and Catwa, and also the quality of the head, which is very complete, handy, helpful, and easy to understand. And it's pretty much the same as Catwa or Genus, with just some little things that are more and better than both heads. So we're gonna go on now with the Catwa head and go on to the final review then. And now we're gonna compare with Catwa head. So this is the Catya head. It's the head I use the most. So this is my avatar. I just changed the eyes, and she have an eyeshadow from Lettres, and hair from Doux, and lashes from Mila, and that's it. The skin is here, everything else is barefaced. So we're gonna review this one. So this is the most famous Catwa head. This is the one that is the most versatile. You can really work on it, on the shape. And we're just gonna go on with the main hood, what we have. So we have almost the same things. We have first the layers of the hair and the mouth, so we can control the hair base, just like Lelutka and Genus. We have some hair base preloaded here, and we can blend them. We have some we have options for the mouth, so the same. We don't have this option for Lelutka. You cannot have a gap in the teeth. I think so, there is an option like this in Lelutka, but this is the same as Genus. You have a pretty generous selection choice for the mouth and tongue and teeth of the head, and yeah, that's pretty nice. So it's a little bit better than Genus. Then you have the alpha lashes, tint, neck size tab, which is very complete. So here it's a little bit more than Genus and way more than Lelutka. So first of all, you can hide the two parts of the scalp. So in Lelutka you can hide only the full scalp, and in Genus you can hide only the full scalp. Here you can show or hide the brain, so you don't have this in Lelutka and Genus. You can show or hide the teeth. You don't have this in Lelutka or Genus. The ears, you have them. The lacrimal uncle, yes. The lashes, also same for Lelutka and Genus. You can hide them and show them. You can show that little thing here in the mouth, and the tongue, which is also the same for Genus and Lelutka. Then you have the size of the neck. This is common with Genus because Lelutka does not have this problem of the neck, but sometimes there is a little neck line for Catwa head, but you see, you can barely see it. On the Genus it is clearly visible without a neck fix. There is a separation between your head and your body. In Catwa there is, but it's not obvious. You really need to zoom to see that there is a really light neckline. In Lelutka there is none. There is none because the head doesn't stop here like Genus and Catwa. The head is just the head. It doesn't come with the neck. So this is why there is no neckline in Lelutka. Then you have the layers control with the colors also, which is the same but more option. Here you can really go deep into the layers, and you can handle the shininess. So it is not better than Lelutka but better than Genus. So you can select the shininess of the skin, obviously, so you can make it shine like this, and also of the lips. In Genus you can only do this with the skin, but like Lelutka you can edit the lips, but with Lelutka there is a plus, you can edit also the eyelids. Here we cannot have wet eyelids, same as Genus. The next tab here is the brows, the eye makeup, and the neck tattoo. It is pretty much the same. You have preloaded, you have just one brow preloaded, but you have two in Genus and 5 pair of brows in Lelutka. Then you have the eye makeup, also preloaded makeup. Neck tattoo also, it is pretty much the same. You can play with it, but you have 2 layers for each. You have an upper and lower layer. You don't have this in Genus, and you clearly don't have this in Lelutka. you have 2 layers on the makeup for Catwa, which is better than the other 2 heads. Then you have the blush layer, same with 2 layers, lower and upper, and lipstick lower and upper. So let's just try any of the lipstick from that comes with the Catya head. They're pretty well built. They are nice. You can use them if you don't have a lot of budget, but I don't like to use them because I like more overlined makeup, and you can clear at any time, just like the 2 other heads. And then you have the skin and ears, which is the same, so you have a lot of skin here. I don't know who did the skin of the Catya head, but I think it's some designer. And then you have ears tattoo that you can choose, but this is more complete than Genus and more complete than Lelutka. But I must say, the skin of Catya looks ugly. It really doesn't look good, the skin of Catya, compared to the Lelutka skin made by Glam Affair, and compared to the skin that Genus does. So there is more choice, but it doesn't look as good as the Genus basic skin applier and as the Lelutka Glam Affair skin appliers that comes with the head. And for the same price, I mean, the Lelutka head is 5,000 and the Catya head is 5,000. So yeah, we're gonna go on with the animation hood, because the difference here is that in the Lelutka everything is in one HUD, but Genus and Catwa there is 2 HUD, one for the head settings and layers and one for the animations. So we're gonna check the animation HUD. So this is how it looks. So this is the animation HUD that comes with any Catwa bento head. You can choose, of course, the talking animation. So here you have really a lot of talking, crying, angry, sexy, happy, singing, slow, neutral, and you also have the ability to buy more animations, so you can customize your own animation HUD. You can buy a specific Catwa animation HUD, B, C or E, I think, and you can load them with animation that you can buy. You cannot do this with Genus and you cannot do this with Lelutka, so this is very nice. So this is a big plus for Catwa. Of course you can select the default lips if you want them to be like this or like this or like this. So you just choose, you can have all at the same time, or just one, or just none. Same for the blinking. Here you have the blinking option. I don't think you have it for the Genus head. For Lelutka, yes, you can blink, but for Genus, I don't think so. You have the eye position too. You can select the eye position. It is not very effective for me. Yeah, and you can close eyes, but the closed eyes are not okay for Catwa. This is a big negative point compared to Genus, which close its eyes immediately and fully, and the Lelutka same close eyes fully. Catwa does not. There's always a little bit of opening in the eyes, so it's never really closed. And then you can select the position of the eye and an eye poser. Then you have a full face AO, which is really nice, just like Genus and just like Lelutka. So you have full face animation and full face expression, but here no static poses of the head like Genus or Lelutka, just animations on loop. As you can see, you can have many at the same time. They will play one after another, so this is nice. And that's pretty much all you get for the Catwa Catya heads. If we compare to the other, let's say that the 3 heads are worth. Really, they are worth. They are bento heads. They are animated bento. They look good, but I must say that there is one big problem in the Genus head. It's the neckline and the neck fix. It looks just horrible. And also the fact that the head is a little bit complicated, and there is nothing new than a Catwa or a Lelutka head, except the fact that the head is different in the shaping, so you can have a more Caucasian, Afro, Middle Eastern kind of look with more curves than Catwa or Lelutka maybe, but it depends on the head you have, because there is only one Genus head. There is not 10 Genus heads like there is 10 Lelutka heads and 10 Catwa head, so it's still very new. And also I must say that in the animations, the Genus Head there is absolutely nothing new in the Genus Head animation. Lelutka does it better. Catwa have also great animations, so it is really not new. It was already here. What can I say more? Also, on the quality of the skin, they are equal. It depends of the skin you buy. But I must say that the Genus Head have more options on the skin than Lelutka and Catwa, because the Genus Head have the wet option, the drops on the face option, the wrinkles option, the oiliness and the dewiness and the pores option that you don't have in Lelutka and Catwa. So this is something new that is worth the Genus Head. That's pretty much it, really. The head is worth, okay, but honestly, to have such a hype over the head, there's nothing new. Catwa does it already, Lelutka does it already. There's nothing new, just some little options that are really nice in Genus Head, like I said, the pores and the wet effect, the layers, but all the heads are omega here. Catwa has omega, Lelutka has omega, and Genus has omega. There's nothing new. For the makeup, this is the same, but there is more makeup for Catwa than any other head. So there's a bunch of makeup for Lelutka, there's a little bit of makeup for Catwa, for Genus, but there is definitely 1,000 more makeup for Catwa and more skins. So hopefully this is gonna be more for Genus Head. But yeah, considering my review, I'm not deceived that I bought the Genus Head. I'm not deceived. I think it is worse, but there's nothing new, honestly. And for me, the head is not yet very complete. There's still a lot of things that are needed for the Genus Head, like better animations, more options in the head, like Lelutka or like Catwa, more options to simply add more animations. And things like this, and maybe they should add more options of shininess on the layers than having such a lot of option on the skin, because this is also important to be able to have shininess on every part of the head. And also they must really work on the neckline, because else you have to wear a choker, else you have to wear the neck fix. But if you're having different wind light settings, the neck fix is gonna turn gray and it's gonna show, so this is not the best option. So it depends to you also if you prefer what look you want to have, what skin you want to have, what shape you want to have, and what options you want to have, because really the three heads, the three designers, all Genus, Catwa and Lelutka are great heads. But maybe Lelutka is a little bit more luxury and high-end, but they are equal and they have pretty much the same quality. Just some little things, some options that are more positive or negative, but they are really lovely bento heads and you can really work out the shape. So this is it for my final review. I think that yes, the Genus Head is worth the price. So I think now the head is 5,000 because it is finally complete, but before it was 3,000, so that was really nice. I bought it for 3,000 and I received the complete head, so this was really a big positive point for Genus. And especially I was waiting because I was wearing a Genus head before, so I was really waiting forward to see what the Genus Head is gonna be, because it is from the same designers, literally from the same team. So that's pretty much it. If you like the review, don't hesitate to comment, to give me your own review, your own comment about this, because I like to see reviews and comments. I like to exchange point of views. And yes, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching and have a great second life.